Welcome back to my channel today. So today I want to focus on how to preserve our traditional karate. Whether you practice Shorin Ryu, Goju Ryu, Isshin Ryu, or any of the Okinawan karate styles, it's all about how can we do to preserve this art, right? And what I have seen is the numbers of students enrolling in these dojos declining, and even students who are in the dojos are leaving as well. And I have so many senseis, friends, or dojo owners who would say, yeah, it doesn't matter, I just only want to keep the serious ones and not and those who just only come here and not taking the traditional karate serious. Look, at the end of the day, yes, we do want to keep the serious ones, but people are leaving us because of the things that we do incorrectly. And so here are the 5 things I have seen throughout my entire 40 years of learning karate, right? Whether those were the times when I was a student and also the times when I am teaching. And so I'm going to share 5 of these things that I have seen, and I hope that you're gonna take a look at these 5s, whether you agree or disagree. Please put in the comment below, and we can certainly discuss about that. So let's jump to it, right? So the first thing is karate applications. I have seen a lot of senseis who taught their students of these applications. And it's great to teach applications. I'm very big on applications. As a matter of fact, I think at least 80% of karate classes should evolve around applications, okay? But here goes the thing. When teachers are taking a kata and start doing more than 3 moves to the student or so-called the opponent, it's just too much, right? When you start doing 3 moves in order to get your opponent down, it's no longer becoming realistic. And guess what? Your student, it's going to see through that. So even the serious ones who wants to be taking their martial art to the next level, and if they see that something is outside of the reality world, the real world, then they no longer have the interest to learn. So stop teaching unrealistic application, right? Stop teaching it takes a block and then a punch followed by elbow, a kick, a knee, and then your opponent goes down. Focus on the karate. If our karate is punching, then your opponent should go down right away. Okay? The second one, focusing on doing kata. Here's what I noticed. There is a difference between doing an artistic kata, which is being very precise with block, punch, and your pattern. I completely understand that. When you are doing kata, stop telling your students that they have to go back to the precise position of where they started. Yes, it might be true that, artistically that you should go back there, but in reality, it really makes no sense. Whether you're going back to the same position or not, all you have to do is just look at the spot and then you'll move your feet there, right? Now, let's say you as a sensei, if I'm gonna blindfold you, you think you're gonna get back to exact position? If you disagree with me, then put a comment below. But I think it's very difficult to get back to the exact position if you're blindfolded, right? But if you're not blindfolded, then going back to the position, all you have to do is just look down and take your step a little bit bigger, another 3-4 inches, and you get back there. So I would highly recommend stop focusing on getting back to the position, but focus on how you do your kata, right? And be strong while doing the kata. And that leads to number 3, which is stop allowing your student and yourself to do what I call is half-ass kata, okay? And what I mean by that is I have seen students who do kata just to go through the motions, right? And I have seen teachers who also do kata just to go through the motions as well. Maybe when they first do it, you know, the first round, they go full intensity, and then everything after that was just, you know, half speed, right? And when you do kata that is half speed, you cannot expect to have good results. It just doesn't work that way, right? In order for you to become stronger, you just have to put in the effort, right? I mean, Bruce Lee said, you know, you got to do one technique 1,000 times. So when you do your kata, yes, you're going to be tired, but you just cannot expect to do something half-assed and expect to have good results, okay? All right, number 4. We need to stop teaching our students about locks and throws. Now, some of you are going to disagree with me, which is okay, right? But look, the art that we are teaching is karate. It's empty hand, right? What are we lethal of? Punching or kicking, right? Our specialty is not locking and throwing. And I believe that the reason why we throw in that element nowadays is because, you know, we're pretty much being influenced by other styles, right? By, I don't know, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Hapkido. Look, I have learned so many different styles, right? I've learned the locking techniques, I've learned throwing, right? But at the end of the day, the reason why I like karate is because I like it realistic. In a real life situation, you just have to punch out your opponent and then just run, right? Just run and find safety. You don't have time to do the locking and the punching. So what drives me crazy is when the teacher is teaching these applications and the opponent is punching, the first thing they do is they grab and they do the locking, followed by the throwing. And all of that, they took it from the from the kata and say, this is the application that we're supposed to do. If you want to focus on the locking and the throwing, then you have to start teaching a lot of locking and throwing in the class. Forget about the kata. You might as well spend like the whole entire week to focus on locking and throwing. And then it's okay. Then you say, okay, you know what, this is karate, but yet it's a fusion of these things. But for me, I would say, since we are focusing on karate already, then focus on how to get the power, right, from your arm, your lats, and your legs in order to get to your opponent and just finish the fight. Okay? Now, last but not least, it's having a conditioned body. And with that, I'm not saying that, you know, should we have our students to, you know, stand in the horse stance and you come over with a bow and then just beat the hell out of them. That's not what I meant. And I'm going to have another video about body conditioning, which I don't recommend at all. I highly recommend just to train your body, right, by just doing weights, right, by building muscles to your arms and legs, as well as your lats, right? And also to do calisthenics in order to build strength and cardio and stamina, right? Those are so important because as a teacher, you want to be in a physical condition where you can last, right, at least a whole hour with your students, where you want to look, you know, physically fit so that your student can idolize you. Right? By standing in the front of the class, you have, you know, 10, 15, even 100 students, right? Pair of eyes staring at you because they want to be like you someday, right? So you don't want to, you know, take breaks that are too long, that you add, you know, 15, 20 pounds to your body. And if you find that you are reaching that point, it's time to get to the gym or get to the dojo and work it off, right? Because you as a role model, you just cannot lead your student to the wrong way. So these are the 5 things that I have seen in Karate Dojo, and I just hope that if we can get rid of these 5 things, we are going to bring students back. We are going to make traditional karate powerful again. And with that, thank you very much. If you like what I just said, please like, subscribe, and watch these videos of how I train, and I'll see you in the next video.